So what we've done is use our software that we've created on our server, already taking up 240 gigs of memory, which may be a problem soon. But it's going through thousands, well, probably hundreds of thousands of options in the same time and trying to find the best configuration. And what it's giving us is bots that we can use to trade Solana. Now, this is generation one, so it's quite messy. Um, I mean, you can already see that, very low profit factor, even though it does a, what is it now? 180%. I would not trade this. Nobody would trade this. Um, but it is improving, and we have set it so that we're looking for something that has um there you go. It has at least 1.5 profit factor for start, and then it's increasing with the number of generations, which is I in this case. And we're also looking for something with a drawdown less than 30%, and it is also decreasing with the number of generations. So we're looking for something that's, getting better at winning instead of just, losing all the time. But it's going to take some time, and it's definitely going to take some power from our server. But that's why it's here. Um, Need to check something really quickly. There you go. Now, the way it does this, if we want to look into the settings, even though it's not perfect, this is what we have for the first generation with a 4.47, basically the same take profit and stop loss. We have three conditions, one, two, and three, with a lot of indicators. We have parabolic SAR, we have MACD, we have range filter, RSI, against our squeeze, momentum, or just squeeze, volume, simple moving average, volume weighted moving average, and obviously these are, the length, the multiplier, and all of those. We have a super trend crossover, which is one of the better indicators. Now we're at generation 5, and we seem to be stuck at, 80 something percent, which is not ideal because our best one is still the first one. The more conditions we have and the more indicators we have in them, as you can see by the configuration, we have three conditions: for long, three for short, and we have a maximum of six indicators. So that in itself is a lot. And each indicator, as you can see, has so many variables. Just one version of this isn't the official Bollinger Bands, but look at how many variables it has. I've excluded this one because it would take a lifetime to compute, but the rest are included. See, so now we're going down. I don't like this. We're not doing any progress at all, which is something that Solana is really, really grinding my gears with. Um, Usually with Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can get some very nice, gradual um, increase in profits and stability. But with Solana, for some reason, and I think, you know what, I'm just gonna pull the plug on this. I think I'm just going to go for 4 hours, not a 1 hour bot, because with Solana, 1 hour is just it's way too unpredictable. So let's just go for 4 hour candles. We can always change that in the future if we think that's. And with 4 hour candles comes a bigger take profit and stop loss. So let's just say the stop loss maximum is 7. It's not going to by default choose that, but it could. And the take profit is going to be 8% maximum, a minimum of 2%. Um, we've gone a bit overboard. Let's just go with 3,000 sample size, and then we can have a third of that at the best. Um, did we clear the memory? Yeah, we've cleared the memory. It's probably going to download the data. Yeah, there you go. So we're downloading the data because it's not available, but it's going to be a fast process since data generally isn't 4 hours at least isn't that much. Still having trouble fixing. The light is coming from my right side, which is not ideal. Okay, we'll download the data. Now we can start properly. Let's delete the history from the 1 hour candles. Okay, now we can see all the cores firing up, and we're going pretty fast. So what this mutation rate means is basically every script has parameters, right? It has a length, it has a deviation, multiplier, whatever you want to call it. And this mutation rate is how often new changes happen, so that the next generation can improve. Um, the crossover rate is when you have two or more conditions and you choose the best ones and you swap them all. So, well, you cross over. So when you cross over, you get the best from one strategy added to another strategy, and then vice versa. And generally speaking, the it's a balance because you don't want to be over, mutating things, or else you won't get any consistency in your results, but you also don't want to, stagnate there and not improve anything. And there's a big algorithm behind this that decides, how many indicators are mutated. You can also add and subtract indicators by mutation, so not only their parameters, but them, themselves. Let's see the 4 hour. version. Okay. Well, see now on 4 hours we have a, less trades, but we're starting to get a better graph here. And now we're only at 73 gigabytes of RAM, which is acceptable. It's not 200 like for 1 hour. 20 iteration per second. Did they change the? Oh yeah, so we have three conditions. So that's a lot of indicators and parameters. So it's normal for it to be a bit slower. But it's not a problem. We're still using about only, 70 gigabytes of RAM. But we are getting, slowed down. So I'm wondering what is causing that. It could be one of the indicators that we're using. So what are we using? We're using the Bollinger Bands, MACD, RSI, super trend crossover. So that's two super trends and they cross over. Simple moving average, exponential moving average, range filters, parabolic SAR, support resistance breakouts, squeeze volume, Keltner channel. Maybe we should use squeeze momentum as well. Maybe we should do that as well. So you can see it's a process. I mean, you can't just let it run and then say, yeah, this is going to work. Um, there's a lot more going into it. Um, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and stop this optimization, make something smarter. Solana is a tricky one. I can tell you that much. 1 second. There we go. So as I said, let's go with this as well. We don't need reversals because reversals don't generally work well in the long term. We've proven that through trial and error. Let's wipe the slate clean from the previous one, and also let's make it a bit easier for it to compute because for 4 hours we don't need that much. There we go. We don't need 3,000 bots. We need, I don't know, 2,000. We'll keep the 1,000 here. Um, if this doesn't make sense that much, it will soon as we start getting some real progress. We've cleared out the RAM. Let's start again. See what's happening. Meanwhile, we can check on, no, not this. We can check on the daily one. No trades yet. No new trades yet. What about, is this the, no, I don't think this is the main one. Or is it? Oh yeah, it is. I changed it yesterday. So, no trades yet. It's been a few days, 6 days since we have a trade. But the market it's pretty bad. I mean, when you look at the movements here, and then when you compare them to the movements we had before, I mean, this was a terrible one. This was around I think December, Christmas. Oh no, not this one. Anyways, there was this period around Christmas where absolutely nothing was happening on the markets. And then we just kind of blasted off immediately. We kept on going. And now we'll see. Maybe it's if I look at the daily chart, honestly, and hide everything else. I mean, it's not looking pretty bad in my opinion. It's looking like a proper consolidation. Yeah, we might get to this level right here. I'm not I don't like to make, you know, very precise predictions, but this looks like a level we could get to, and we also we maybe have gotten to it. But from then on, I don't really see any reason for us to go below 40,000. Don't quote me on that, please. This is not financial advice. This is just only what I think personally, and that's the beauty of algorithmic trading. You let the bot do the thinking and not use emotion when you do it. So, as I went over yesterday, I mean, for someone who was looking at this, how fast it grew, and then it grew here, it would be pretty hard to detect that there's going to be such a drop, but the bot did it like that. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so now we have somewhat of a progress going on for the Solana one. Let's see here. Okay, so we have generation one. Yeah, okay. And then we have generation two. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't trade this at all, but it's improving. How are we doing on the, well, 57 gigabytes of RAM was pretty good. Um, so no stagnation, we found something better, which is weird. Maybe I just have to. Oh, this is generation four. Okay, I get it. Go and check on Ethereum real quick. Um, Here we go. Ethereum's been doing quite well recently, both as a currency and as in our algorithm. See how it skips this boring part right here? I mean, come on. Who I would not trade this at all. There seems to be a consolidation, which is normal after this gigantic drop, especially this one, which we got the best of, even longs sometimes. But you can see I mean, some of the indicators are at 0% strength, so we're gonna have to wait a bit for the market to wake up. If we go to daily chart, just hide this for a second. Oh, I can't hide this, can I? Yeah, so if we go to a daily chart, I mean, it's pretty obvious that this isn't going to give us any trading opportunities, even from the highest to the lowest point. Yeah, 10%, but if you catch that, you know, it's going to be quite hard to then differentiate between the different sides. So we're still in consolidation here on Ethereum as well. We're not going to come out of it. Let's go back to keep closing it. There we go. So we're generation 6, and we still don't have that many. We haven't beaten the record of 2, which is apparently 126%, which isn't something I'm so happy about because I'm not really only looking for percentage gains. I want to make it stable, and so that if I have 125%, but it has a 3 profit factor, I would pick it over the 126% for 1%. It's not. We can do that with tweaking the code, actually. So if I open, let's see here, genetic optimizer. So we're looking at the evaluation parameter is, I believe, Uh, hard coordinates. Well, hard coordinates. It's somewhere in the configuration, I believe. Such a gigantic suite. Okay. So yeah, evaluation parameters return percentage. So that's pure percentage. But what we could do is make a combination of um, mathematically. Where's the evaluation? There you go. Evaluation parameter. So bear with me for a second. We can do uh profit factor times multiplied by the return percent and then divided by the drawdown, which would give us something pretty stable, I believe. Let's check on this. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. We're not really progressing here. So let's see how we can about doing this. So we're ranking everything by uh, the evaluation parameter. Okay. Yeah. So how about we do this work? I don't know. Let's just see first how how we go with this, and then if I want to change it, I'll cut it up. So height 16 still not great. That's what I'm looking for. One of the indicators is kind of slowing down, and I wonder which one it is. Because it should be, we should be all at 110%, but that's fine. Solana optimization one. We reached, so it's entered a short since we've not replay trading. What's replay trading? Bar replay, well, we have that already. Yeah, we reached 700 and something percent, but I just can't get it to, you know, have a bigger profit factor. That's on 4 hours too. That's what we're trying to achieve with the optimizer. But we want to have it reliable. Because right now it's switching directions like crazy. It's I wouldn't trust it with my money. I wouldn't suggest anyone do it. Same. Um, Even though it has a very big take profit, what is it, 6%, something like that. Still, I mean, 6% isn't that big of a move in Solana, but I wouldn't count it out as a. There you go, 125. Maybe we'll get somewhere in the next generation. What's interesting is it says no stagnation, which is weird because there is stagnation since generation 2. We're at 11 already. Well, 12 now. And the profit factor is not increasing that much. Okay, so we have there we go, generation 12. Now we're getting somewhere. 130% with a, what is it? 2.6, 2.7 profit factor. Not bad, actually. Let's see the settings on that one. So I have one condition, volume weighted moving average, squeeze momentum, super trend crossover, volume exponential moving average, simple moving average. Second condition, support resistance, super trend crossover, volume EMA, super trend, volume weighted moving average, and an RSI with default values oversold and overbought. This is actually very important because if you start messing with the default values of some indicators, like you said, the RSI to oversold being like third 10 or overbought being like 50, it's not going to work as intended. It might give you, good results in the optimization, but then when you start running it, um, it's not gonna work. It's just going to be unstable. That's all. Okay, I mean, while we wait for this, let's just go and import this into PineScript. See what we get. So, uh, new layouts, optimizer Solana, 4 hours, and today is the 22nd. Great, 4 hours Solana. Fine editor. Now, this is for BNB. We're gonna make a new strategy. And what this software allows us to do is literally just open, copy, and paste the code without needing to, code it from Python to PineScript ourselves, which would, take ages. It took ages making this work, but still, it saved us so much time. Now, what we do need to do is first of all convert this to version 5 of PineScript, hopefully without errors. There we go. Now this is version 5, which gives us a few errors, which we can fix with a quick copy paste from our previous script. Here I go. Now if we save this one and add it to the chart. Okay, so we have something, pretty good. Now, I don't know when's the last trade of this for 4 hours. 2020 11. Okay, so basically this is from the beginning of Solana on Binance. Now I have only 55 trades. Let's see what they are exactly. We have a short here. What's the take profit and stop loss on this? 7 stop loss, 8 take profit. So good ratio. Not a lot of trades, I gotta give it that. But this is only the beginning of the optimization. Let's see here. We can edit this also. We can make a, because as you can see right now, because we're using the Python one, only things that we have to optimize are the stop loss and take profit. But in other, for example, in the daily one, we've made it so that you can optimize a lot of basically every single indicator's parameters. And you can tweak that to any currency. That's how we made the Solana one. That's how we make the Binance, the BNB one. Um, but the point is using the technology we have. Change the thing in the settings. 1 second. Well, yeah. So I've set the maximum stagnation to 1, which basically means if that's why we haven't gotten good, improvement, we need to change it to at least 10. What that means is if it doesn't reach a new high, it's going to shuffle and create, 1,000 or 2,000 new bots, which is not good because we lose our progress at that point. So now I'm gonna have to restart this. But by restarting it, we're gonna have to see the real effect. Everything good? Yeah. So now basically what it did is every time we reach the lower result from the previous generation, we shuffle the bots with brand new ones. We lost progress on the generation and then we messed up. But we're going to fix that now. Where's the, there you go. Okay. So we've already started with a high profit factor, which is important because Solana is tricky. Not a lot of trades 37th, but it's gonna increase because obviously to have better results, you need more trades naturally. Sorry, someone's texting me all the time. Okay, so there we go immediately, as I said, better profit factor. Um, almost twice the return. Now we're getting actual progress with the generation. So this is the old one. I can already copy paste one of the new ones, but let's just wait a bit. See, now we have one generation with stagnation, which is okay because not every generation, is improvement. Um, but that's not gonna completely reset or whatever we were doing. That's what's happening last time. Um, 60 gigs of RAM, doing good. 50 something iterations, so 50 something strategies tested per second. Here we go. Now we have an improvement already. Generation 4. Higher percent profitability, but lower profit factor. I'll take it as long as it means that we keep on progressing. So remember, we set the parameters to be, profit factor higher than 1.5 and then increasing with the generation. So it's normal to see something like 1.6 in the beginning generations and then, keep on moving up. That's a big improvement in percentage. Well, that's pretty bad. I wouldn't trade that. And just look at this. But it does make a lot of profit, so we're progressing slowly. A lot of trades to 336 trades. Many people want a lot of trades, and I understand that because they want to, win fast. But there's just, you don't need to be in a position all the time. Um, it's gambling if you're in a position all the time. You're basically saying, this is going to go up, this is going to go down, now it's going to go up. Well, in reality, it's not going to go up or down, it's just going to stay at the constant level. Maybe go up for an hour and then go back down, and then your position is, useless, but you're still in a position. If you're trading futures, you're giving money for the funding fee. If you're doing margin, you're giving money for the margin. So there's no point in being in a position all the time. You hit stop losses all the time, etc. So it's better to just, wait for the perfect moment, get in, get out quickly, get your profit or loss, of course, but do it quickly, not wait, you know, 2 days and then keep on betting now and changing direction all the time, changing direction. That's what most, algorithms, if you want to call them algorithms, do. They just keep you in the loop, they keep you hooked, they keep you want to gamble more and more and more and more. Uh, you know, now you're short, now you're long, next hour you're short, next hour you're long, now there's something big going to happen, now there's something, terrible going to happen. Nothing ever happens. Um, I mean, it does, but it's not all the time. So you just gotta wait out, play your position, play your cards right. Which one is this? Is this the 700%? Yeah, there you go. Um, I have quite a lot of Oh, is this good? I don't remember this. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's also in the shorts. Shorts. Couple of stop losses. What's the very last? So here you can actually edit some of them. Wow, so nine take profit and four stop loss, which is good. Oh, we're still stuck. We can't get past the current at 31%, but we'll wait for it. No way to fast forward. It is a process. I really like the free new one that we released. Um, I might take the code from it and actually do something for buying for actually for Polkadot because Solana and Polkadot personally are my favorites, but also I got a lot of requests for those two. So I'm starting with Solana. I don't know how much time it will take, as much as necessary. So now we're stagnating for generations. So when we reach 10, now we're gonna shuffle, but not before that. So not every single generation like we used to do. Also, you can notice we're saving only the best ones. That's because I don't really care about the ones that haven't improved. Can change that. This is the fitness, so the fitness of the optimizer, how good it does over generations. So you can see, we've peaked at generation 5. Now we're kind of, stagnating, as I said, but we can also make a huge jump in a generation. I have some 15-minute. Oh, I do have some 15-minute bots. Is this good? It's probably terrible. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. What is it? Oh, so that's the main bot trying to put it on. Well, I haven't. Yeah, see, for take profit for a 15-minute bot is pretty ridiculous. Just go with one on one. A bit better, still not great. Um, how about we turn off the reversal, see what happens. So now it's a bit better. Long sensitivity, let's say we decrease it by 10, 10 for short as well. So this is how you optimize the main bot for different time frames and currencies. Obviously, I'm doing it kind of quickly right now, not paying too much attention. But if you put in some time, it can also, I mean, just look at this, how it shorted this. Well, we did the same thing on 1 hour as well, but I'm just proving a point that you can optimize it for most markets. Okay, so now on generation fifth, sorry, 11, and actually 10 as well, we have already some, so generation 11. Yeah, this is terrible, but we are getting closer to something more stable. And as I said, as we increase let's try this again. See now the fitness is improving, so there is no longer a stagnation. Um, Once we get to a certain level of generations, the push on, the profit factor is going to be bigger, and so we're going to get a more stable graph with less drawdown as well. So there we go. Another improvement, looking much better. Sorry, profit factor. Let's see what settings it has. That's generation. Oh, well, that's not true. That's, well, 12. Where's 12? Oh, there we go. So only two conditions. Bollinger Band, super trend crossover, range filter. Second one, support resistance breakouts and squeeze momentum with, you know, these parameters. Oh yeah, we can also choose the source of the calculation. So for example, if you're doing a support resistance, well, not support resistance, but squeeze momentum, we can use the high of the candle instead of the close or the open, and that makes us able to do, better calculations, not only use one data set. Okay, now we're going back to stagnation, but that's not. As you can see, it's in waves. So we have pushes up, then down, then up, then down. Usually what happens is we get to a certain point and then we kind of just slowly, through hundreds of generations improve bit by bit. And then we combine the best strategies into one and then further optimize them. And then we have a finished product that we can test. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that. Well, I did mention it, but I just want to stress that everything with optimizing is up till January 2024. So there's 8 months of unknown data that we're working for with. So if I was to show you which one is it? This one? Yeah. So this one. Well, we've optimized it only until 2024 January 1st. So this is how it looks. This is what the generation gave us, 201%. And then if we go from 2024 first till now, so if 34% on unknown data with a 5.8 profit factor, which, for completely unknown data is pretty good, even though it's not that many trades. It's still a very, very stable algorithm. Yeah, so we're stagnating out 2 generations. Sec. See if I was to do this on my laptop, it would not work. Um, 100 gigs of memory, I only have 32. Um, so that's why it's important to use the servers we have. 169 with a 2.3 profit factor and a pretty low drawdown. Still not better than what we had before in terms of percentage as what mostly percentage. But we can see that we're kind of slowly going out of that stagnation here that we had in the fitness of the optimization. By the way, yeah, we're main towards. I wonder when the daily bot is gonna enter because that's gonna be interesting. It's done very well in the recent pump and in the dump actually. Well, the small dumps, but yeah, it's done very well in the pump. I mean, just look at the trades here. We have starting from here already. We have so many longs, even though we have a few stop losses. I mean, there's so many wins that it just doesn't matter. Like we have a loss here, and then immediately we have a short to cover it, and then another short, then longs, and then shorts. So the daily one is well, that's the free one that I'm offering. We're offering for everyone. No payment needed. It's using daily candles, but and on Bitcoin, but you can really go wild with it. You can just go for longs. So you decide no more shorts, still doing two shorts, which is basically it's very balanced, long and short. That's something that's important. You don't want something to be lagging in shorts and then just do amazing in longs, but then when the market takes a downturn like it did, then you're stuck with losses because you can no longer trade. You're looking for longs in a bear market, and you can't get any of those. I mean, you maybe can, but it's going to be stop losses most of the time. This is generation 16. Usually we get up to a few hundred, so I'm not going to do the whole thing now. I just want to get a good enough, example, and then I'll let it run and I'll share it in the Discord, which you should definitely join, by the way, if you're not coming from there. Um, I'll share the whole code there as well. Here we can see the best. Z score, I didn't include that one. Um, so yeah, it's the best in terms of percentage gain. This downtime is basically when we're creating new bots, so it doesn't take a lot of computation power. It's just basically memory copy pasting. Um, but yeah, 5 generations of stagnation. Not great. Solana is very tricky. I'm gonna look at it. Here we go, 4 hours. Can I hide this? Yeah, I can hide this. I mean, look at this. Now there's movement. Well, can you imagine trading this? And I know a lot of you have traded this, but come on. There's movement here in 21. But look at this. I mean, it's flatlined a lot of the time. It's made some huge progress though, percent wise. Mm, definitely. I missed the ICO on that. I did another ICO flow blockchain, which was amazing. I think it's an amazing project actually. Uh, I exited and then I bought again, but actually I'm just gonna share it in the Discord now. Um, they have a super gigantic portfolio of sponsors, including Samsung. I mean, NBA, obviously Coinbase, Binance. They get all of that. But, Warner Music Group. It has to do with they have their whole coding language actually for Web3 for blockchain. So it's not only a coin or a shit coin or whatever you want to call them. They have their own development platform, which is very useful. It allows you to co- transfer all of your backends onto the blockchain, something that Polkadot and others have been doing, but they have Flow have done it in a very unique way. Guys, that's what I wanted to share. And why are we not doing that? Oh, something's. I think it's the stagnation that's going on. It is kind of improving, but at the same time, because we have this huge wind here, um, it's not allowing it to, you know, progress further than that because we have, you know, 20% difference. So I'm gonna let it run for a bit. Thank you all for being with me. Um, I will probably restart the stream sometime later and not gonna stop this, check on what's happening. And in the end, we're gonna piece together the best conditions from each of the best algorithms it finds. We're gonna further optimize it on TradingView, and then we're going to post it for you guys for free to access. So stay tuned for that. And well, thank you for watching for now. And please stay tuned. I'm gonna come back for this. It just takes a lot of time to compute so many algorithms. Hope you understand. So peace out and leave any comments in the Discord, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, man.